This is our brand new home, and whilst everyone else is counting down the days till Christmas, we are counting down the days until we move in. My name is Orion, this is Jess and Benji, and recently we welcomed our daughter into the world, Lilia. And together for the past month, we have been trying to renovate this house to turn it into our home. So make sure you hit subscribe and follow along every single Wednesday and Sunday to see how our house renovation unfolds to become our home. In today's vlog, I am hoping to make as much progress as humanly possible as we begin to actually paint the kids' room, hang the new doors, and attempt to fix / cover up the atrocity that is the walls in our bedroom. When we started rewiring this room, the paint began to peel off as I was chasing in the sockets, to the point where the walls were actually stupidly patchy. I mean, you can even see now, after it's been peeled, how patchy and damaged this wall is. And because I am no professional, I am just a humble DIYer, I have tried my best to salvage the situation. I have peeled these walls down and washed them with sugar soap and stuff like that. But honestly, if I paint over this, you'll see every single imperfection in the wall, and this wall is much worse. So in today's vlog, we are going to attempt to line the wall with wallpaper that is actually designed to cover up imperfections like this. I actually need to do some preparation on this wall anyway, because it is still flaky in parts and isn't quite the same as this wall. You might notice a slight difference, that this wall's got a bit of a shine to it and stuff because it's been cleaned and sanded, whereas this wall just doesn't look good. Then after we have actually got wallpaper on the walls, I can go ahead and fit the skirting boards because they're all cut, ready to go. They're just not actually glued on yet because there's just no point to it. I might as well line the walls first with wallpaper behind the skirting boards and then glue the skirting boards over the top of the wallpaper to kind of keep it nice and neat. If we can make this room feel homely at all, I will be very surprised. Once that is all said and done, maybe, just maybe, we'll have enough time to get the carpet all fitted in these rooms as well. Now, I won't be doing this. I have had permission to film it. Whether I will or not is a different story, because I know people, especially tradespeople and people from the outside world who don't really, are accustomed with YouTube and stuff like that, don't necessarily like to be on camera. So I might film a time lapse of him putting the carpet in. If not, I'll just show us before and after. But by the end of this video, this should look like a totally different room. It has certainly come a long way. So fingers crossed, it looks completely different. But right, with that all said and done, paint takes a very long time to dry. So I have got two different types of paint, one of which is a refresher paint that I used at the flat actually at the beginning of this year when I renovated that place. And it actually turned out to be pretty good. It is called Simply Refresh One Coat by Dulux. And the hope is that this will actually fix the kids' room and make it all a lovely, nice white as kind of a base coat if we decide to change the color of the room later on, or add some patterns of vinyl on the wall and so on. But because the walls in this room aren't really damaged in any such way other than the plaster work that I've done to repair chases in the wall, as well as the wardrobe repair and stuff like that. Hopefully, one coat should be enough. Worst case scenario, I'll add another coat, but this room is going to be very, very white to begin with. But later on down the line, when you move the kids' furniture in and we add some decor and stuff like that, it should actually turn out okay. But right, you've seen me do this many, many times. So the good old-fashioned say, let's run a time lapse.
On my way home from work, there's something coming over me, and I think it might be that little four-letter word. Don't know how I got it so bad for you. Guess I never learned how to play it cool. I know people wanna say it's a honeymoon phase. I think it's love that I'm feeling. I finally found my one in a million. I could jump through
Unfortunately, that didn't go off to a cracking start because the ceiling started to peel when I painted it. So yeah, it does not look good. Pretty sure it was a result of damp. So when I've painted it, it's begun to peel off the old paint on the ceiling, and it's just in a really bad way. The rest of the room, however, actually came together quite nicely. So it's all painted now. It probably needs a second coat, which means waiting for it to dry. But the room already feels much better now that it's been painted once. When it comes to fixing the problem on the ceiling, we're basically gonna have to wait for this to all dry, peel off as much paint as we can, then use some form of like plastering compound, like I think it's called jointing, multi-purpose jointing compound, and then fill over it, sand it down to smooth it all out, and then paint it again. So it is a really long process, but if you want the ceiling to look a bit more like this and less like this, that's the effort that you're gonna have to go through to do it. Unfortunately, for now, we just have to wait for everything to dry. So in the meantime, we're going to be tackling this room. We have got the wallpaper table out. We are going to line all of the walls, and hopefully that goes a little bit smoother. We have painted the ceiling in here as well, just to reveal where the paint might peel off. So when this dries, we can repair this ceiling as well. I literally just painted it just to get an idea of where the patches were, because this still needs to be sanded down. It's actually still wet, which is a bit of a concern. I want to say it's because of how much plaster is on there that it's still wet, or I'm not entirely sure. Maybe it's because I need to open a window and let the room air out. But once that has dried, it needs skimming again, sanding down, and so on and so forth. You see me do that a billion times. So, right, let's get on to wallpapering a wall for the first time. I don't know why, I've just never done it. I've always stayed clear of wallpapering. I've always tried to paint where possible. But yeah, it's too much hassle and time consumption to repair properly for painting. And plus, I'm never gonna, like I said, I'm not gonna get that glass finish on the wall. So yeah, let's cover it up. We have got our wallpapering prep done. We had a laser level on the wall. Time for yet another time lapse. To be honest, I'm not entirely sure how well that went, because I think my mum got a bit frustrated and killed the camera whilst I went out to buy more paint. However, the room has now got lining paper all the way around it, with the exception of that corner, because again, Mum didn't want to do like a fiddly bit, so she just left that edge there. And the wall that was absolutely destroyed, I came back and lined all of that as well. Now, I know if you're a painter decorator out there, this is like forbidden work. You never cover up crap like this. You need to properly prep a wall before you stick paper to it. But as I've said many times, this place is getting knocked down in a couple of years. So I just need to make it livable and suitable to bring a newborn into and stuff for a couple of years. Over time, if you did this, it would not adhere properly. It'd probably start peeling in places. It would go to crap, for the lack of a better term. So do not copy this, which is specifically why I time-lapsed it rather than like give a tutorial on how to do this, because you need to properly prep a wall before you paint or wallpaper it in this particular case. So yeah, trust me, before I get absolutely bombed in the comments, I do know that you're not meant to do this, but all the same, it is done now. I also went round and added the skirting board on to the walls, so the skirting board's there, ready to be caulked in the morning. And the kids' room, thanks to my sister-in-law and my actual sister, came round and they did a second coat of paint in this room. So I'm really disappointed about the ceiling, because if it wasn't for the ceiling, this room would actually feel almost brand new. It's amazing how different it looks and feels with a skirting board on and a painted wall. Now there is going to be another jump in time at this point in the vlog where the skirting boards will get glossed, as well as the windowsills and stuff like that, as my mum picks up a bit of work for me. As for the first time since my baby was born, I'm actually taking a day off because it's my mother-in-law, or Jess's mum, it's her 50th birthday, so we're going to go and see her. And my mum said she'd come round and she'd like gloss the skirts and stuff like that, because as I said, you will by the end of this vlog see these rooms with carpet and probably the doors fitted as well, because the carpet gets fitted the day after next. It's really hard to follow along, I know, because I don't film everything in one day. It's several days all spliced together. But we are rushing to try and get these rooms ready for carpet. This room and probably that room, because of the ceilings and stuff like that, we are going to have to cover over the floors. But I'm prioritizing getting the skirting boards all like glossed and finished before the carpet goes in, so I don't have to tape the carpet to gloss the stuff. And then when I come and sheet the floor, I can cover the whole carpet and then tape that sheet to the skirting board. A lot to digest. It will probably unfold for the rest of this vlog. I'm like doing an outro even though it's not the case. I'm just filling you in at this point in the vlog where we're at. Thankfully, my family also came around and cleaned the place up, so it is actually looking a lot tidier. Not cleaner, but tidier. There is not so much stuff everywhere, which is great for the mind, because it has definitely been running me dry this week with how messy it's been and just being here all the time. Right, I will see you guys in literally seconds, but when I've had a break, refreshed, come back, and we'll see how my mom has got on with painting and caulking and all that good stuff. Well, it's been a while. It has quite literally been maybe a week since the last clip. I don't know, it's seconds for you, but for me it's been a while because I've been working on other stuff. But everything is painted. The skirting boards are painted, it's all caulked. This room, as I stand in it right now, is ready for carpet. You can see the ceiling is looking much better. We've done some repairs on the ceiling as well, so big thank you to my mom and my sister for doing that. And the same can be said for our bedroom. I've just been touching up some stuff today, and yeah, the skirting board's all painted, everything's looking good. I've just actually finished patching this plasterwork up here. That needs to be sanded, painted, and that is done. But we are finally getting closer to being ready for carpet. There is just one thing left to do, and that is the radiator. Now, I did say that hopefully by the end of this vlog, we'd have carpets in and then the doors would be fitted and we'd be able to basically close off the bedrooms as completed. However, the guy who's fitting the carpet unfortunately cancelled because of some family problems or issues, or whatever you want to say. Like he basically couldn't make it, so he had to cancel, which means I had to put the doors on hold and the carpets as well. But it actually means cobwebs stuck to me, man. But it actually meant we could kind of fix the ceiling problem that we had and finish painting both bedrooms. This wall here actually needs one more coat, but it's still a bit wet, so I need to wait for that to dry before I can do it again. I can spray the radiators, which I'm about to do in a second. But yeah, no carpet. It's going to be a couple of vlogs until we see the carpet, unfortunately. I would have fit it myself, like I've done everything else by myself, but it worked out, I think, to be cheaper if we just had someone else come and fit it for us. And it's like that final touch. So we're going to wait for that, but I am glad that the rooms are basically complete. Also, the door handle, which I had issue with in the last video. The beauty of there being quite a time skip for me, not so much for you, but for me, is that I get to see your comments and feedback. And I got a lot of comments about these bolts that weren't big enough. It actually turns out that these little notches that you can see here, I can cut and make the bolt smaller. I would have done that, but I just didn't want to do it and make a mistake. So fortunately, you guys are amazing as always, giving me lots of advice. University of YouTube coming in clutch and advising me on what to do with those, so I can actually get the doors all sorted now. That one's actually got a bolt in it already, so it's good to go. I was about to use this for the first time and spray my radiators. However, due to like paint and damp and stuff like that, the heating needs to be on all the time currently, and it's a bit late at night and I'm not here for much longer. And according to this spray, you need to turn the radiators off completely, and it needs like 2 to 3 coats. It needs to be half an hour between each coat, so it's something I'm going to have to do as a morning job. I might do that when we do the carpets and stuff, well, before the carpets, but yeah, I might do that when I've got daylight and we're beginning of another day. So I'm sorry, I was going to do a little bit more in this vlog, but I'm pretty sure this vlog's already quite long as it is, and it's just me rambling at the end as always. But I just want to say thank you very much for watching, and I really do appreciate all of the advice and feedback. If you are someone who does this kind of stuff for a living, all feedback and advice is always welcome. I'm happily open to being critiqued. I don't really appreciate people just giving me shit for no reason. But like, if you give me some constructive criticism, I'm always open for that. Like, I have no idea what I'm doing. I am literally learning as I go, and it's been quite the challenge to do it, learn, and do it quickly. Like, I haven't got time to be patient and get everything perfect. One of the benefits of this place is that it is being knocked down anyway, as I've mentioned a gazillion times now. So I'm not too stressed about making mistakes. Now is the time to make mistakes and learn. So yeah, a big shout out to you guys who are leaving comments and giving me feedback and stuff like that. Thankfully, we are getting closer. It's actually starting to feel a little bit more like home. It will make a big difference when the carpet goes in and the doors are fitted, but for now, I'm just happy that the old damaged walls are gone. I know you're not meant to cover this up, but it is what it is. What a day. I'm sorry, this vlog has been a bit all over the place. The vlogs are there's going to be an update vlog coming soon to kind of fill you guys in on where we're at with stuff, because everything's just all over the place, and like I say, we're trying to rush to get things finished. So thank you for being patient with me. I'm going to love you, I'm going to leave you, and I'll catch you guys next time. Peace, much love. Bye-bye. My name is Orion, this is Jess and Benji, and we are happily, and recently we just invited, Jesus. So in the meantime, we're going to be tackling this room, and we've got the plastering